Now let's talk about parallel and perpendicular lines. So we can actually define parallel and perpendicular lines based on the slopes of the lines. So parallel lines will always have the same slope. So if the slope of one line is 1/2 and the slope of the other line is 1/2, then these lines will be parallel as long as the y-intercepts are different. So B1 cannot be the same as B2. Okay, so as long as the y-intercepts are different, the slopes being the same means the lines are parallel. And then we have what's called perpendicular. Now keep in mind, perpendicular means they meet at right angles. Okay, it doesn't have to be a horizontal and a vertical angle, but the lines will intersect to form a right angle. Now, how do those slopes interact? Well, they are called negative reciprocals. Negative reciprocals means we're going to do the reciprocal and we're going to change the sign. So we're going to flip it, we're going to change the sign. So let's look at some examples of this before we actually write the equations. If my slope is negative 3/8, the slope that is parallel is negative 3/8 because they are the same. The slope that is perpendicular is the negative, in other words, opposite sign. So since my slope is negative, my perpendicular slope will be positive. And then the reciprocal, the fraction flipped over. So this would be positive 8/3. Okay, number 6, a parallel slope is going to be the same. Perpendicular slope is going to be the negative reciprocal. So negative 1/20. Okay. Slope of 0, parallel, has the same slope. Perpendicular would be the negative reciprocal. Well, think about what that would be. Okay. I'm going to get a little technical here. 0 is a number that we can put over 1. If I do the negative reciprocal, that means I'm going to change the sign and flip it. Well, if I change the sign and flip it, I get negative 1/0. Well, we have a problem there because we can't divide by 0. Therefore, the perpendicular slope is actually undefined. So let's put this information into practice. Give the equation of a line that passes through negative 1, 2 and is parallel. Keyword there, parallel. Meaning that the slope will be the same, to the line defined by this equation. So that equation, so the first question I have to answer is, what is the slope of that equation? It's in standard, sort of in standard form. I'm going to put it in y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to move the -3 over, y equals 3x plus 4. So the slope of this line is 3. Well, if I want the parallel line, that means the slope of my line also has to be 3. So then I'm going to use my point slope form. And I'm going to write this equation. Because here's my x1, y1. Here's my slope. So y minus 2 equals 3 times x minus -1. Okay, that's the point slope form of the line. Of course, typically you end up in slope intercept form, so that's what I'll do. We're going to distribute that. Y minus 2 equals 3x plus 3. Then I'm going to add 2. So that would give me y equals 3x plus 5. So there is the line that is parallel to this line, but goes through -1, 2. So let's look at the equation of a line that passes through 6, 8. It is perpendicular. Perpendicular to this line. Meaning I need to know what is the slope of 2y plus 5x equals 10 so that I can do the negative reciprocal of it to get the slope of the line I'm trying to write. And so we need to solve this for y. So 2y equals -5x plus 10. Divide by 2. So y equals -5 halves x plus 10 divided by 2 is 5. So the slope of this line is -5 halves. Therefore, the slope that is perpendicular is negative, so positive. It's going to be a positive number because negative means opposite of that. And then flipped, so 2/5. So it's going to be positive 2/5. And here's my x1, y1. So y minus 8 equals 2/5 times x minus 6. So I'm going to distribute that. So y minus 8 equals 2/5 x minus 12 fifths. I'm going to add 8, so this is going to be plus 8 over here. And so y equals 2 fifths x plus, okay, just a mental note over here, this is going to be 40 over 5, and negative 12 plus 40 is going to be 28 over 5.